Good morning or good afternoon, wherever you are, and thanks for joining today's session. So today's Lemongrass Live, our monthly informal debate on topical topics, is all around the wonderful topic of proof of concepts. That's a bit of a tongue twister. So a quick introduction. My name's Ben Lingwood, and I'm the Chief Innovation Officer here in Lemongrass. But before we get started, just a couple of housekeeping points. So firstly, this is an interactive session. So anything pops into your mind, any questions, anything you agree with, don't disagree with, we'd love to hear from you. There should be a questions box somewhere down on your right-hand side of your screen. Feel free to use it. We'd love to hear from you. And secondly, just a notice that we are recording this session. So if you're not catching it live, welcome to the replay. And just to let you know that we'll be following up with you on an email afterwards with a link to the recording. Right, so just to get today's match kicked off, maybe football's not a good analogy to use, but let's roll with that. Let me introduce my two colleagues here. So Tony, introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name's Tony Brain. I am the SVP for the Implement business within EMEA, and that's my role and what I'm going to be talking about today.
Thanks, Tony. John.
Hi, John James, account director, been in SAP for 25 years, started an ABAPer and yeah, worked my way through consultancy, PM, and now to now hopefully looking after customers as an account director.
I want to see you feel out your ABAP skills again.
Absolutely, Tony, they're still fresh.
Trust me, nobody wants to see John's code. Right, so let's get going. So today's topic is on proof of concept. So let's set the scene a little bit. So firstly, my view, I think POCs, or POC, the phrase is often overused. So people use it all the time. Often it's misunderstood. People don't always use them effectively. So let's frame what we mean by proof of concepts when we look at, in our world, migrations of SAP solutions into Amazon. So really, what we encourage people to do when we look at proof of concept is pretty basic, really. Use a proof of concept to answer the question about what scares you, what concerns you. So typical themes that we see: security, people worried about moving to the public cloud. What's that going to look like? Is it going to be secure for my data? What's the performance going to be like? You know, is it going to be performing the same way as in the server in the cupboard under the stairs that I can eyeball in my own building? I've got a big system. You know, is it going to be possible to migrate it to the cloud within the downtime period that I can facilitate? Prove that. Perfect example. Or maybe you need to convince your organization. Maybe there's some skeptical people, some people with concerns around what moving to a hyperscaler means. They're the typical things that we mean by a proof of concept, proving things, validating things that actively concern you or your broader organization. The other thing that we'd say is don't be afraid to think big. So you will always hear wild claims from our salespeople. I'm not pointing at you, John. But if it's really as easy as they say it's going to be, then get them to prove it, right? So if they say that moving the production system is really easy and they can do that in 24 hours, prove it. Again, that's another very good use for a POC. Or if you want to see the technical impact of a change, new UI, performance, automation, adopting a DevOps way of working, using automation, what does that mean with your own system? Again, a great way to prove it. So think bigger, and I think that the thing that I'd reflect on that is in an Amazon world, because we're not constrained by all the prerequisites before about getting tin and getting people and setting things up, you can jump straight to the main course, skip the starter, and you can go straight to that proof point much quicker, meaning you can validate a lot more. But that's just me talking. So Tony, let me swing the camera lens over to you. So you are, as you said at the beginning, our Yoda of delivery. Bit taller, less green, but Yoda
and slightly younger as well, Ben. I think you'll find.
Slightly younger, but not as wizened. And I know, you know, being open, the word POC makes you flinch quite often, right? And it's a never-ending cycle of delivery commitments. So, what's your voice of experience, oh wise one?
Yeah, exactly. So, I think putting my delivery hat on, so the POC can mean a lot of things to a lot of people, and one of the key things that you have to do is actually nail down the scope of what it is you want to test, to prove out a little bit what you were talking about earlier on, and just make sure that that scope is defined and that you have a clear exit criteria so you know when you're finished. So if it's performance, it's what sort of performance you're trying to achieve and what you can demonstrate and how you can get there. If it's security, what sort of elements of testing are you going to put on it so that you can prove that you've actually met that security requirement? A proof of concept can be many things to many people, as I said, and unless you have that scope clearly defined within your organization before you start, one of the things that you'll find is somebody else will come in from within the team, within the organization, and say, oh, well, if you've got that up and running, can we just try this now? Can we just do this? And you, project manager's nightmare, scope creep, it just goes on and on and on, and you never get to that successful conclusion about what it's meant to do. And that's what I mean about defining the terms, the scope, getting that execution nailed down, and getting your exit criteria agreed up front, so everybody is clear on when you're going to be finishing it.
I know on the sales side, I'd call those success criteria, Tony. You know, it is, you're genuinely trying to prove something. Not, you know, it's not about too much about delivery in that classic sense, but you're trying to prove something is a success, so you can prove to the business that you're, you know, this is a good route forward for you. So getting the success right. Yeah.
And I guess the other thing is the timing of it. I mean, I've alluded to it there, but it needs to be a sort of short and sharp approach to doing the POC. 10 months is not a POC, that's a project. Yep. So where we need to be is in that sort of, you know, 6 weeks to 8 weeks time frame to prove out what it is you want to know, get all of that the knowledge out of the POC, and then use it in your project going forward, so that you've basically made the most of that POC and be able to do that. What I would say about the POC, they can be reusable. It doesn't have to be a throwaway exercise. So understanding at the beginning on what you want to do after the POC is an interesting point, because we have a number of customers who start the POC as right, I want to set it up, I want to do it on one system, but then I'm pretty sure I know the route I want to go, and therefore the base of what we are building needs to be able to be extended to be able to take it forward and use it for the rest of my estate. And it's good to know that sort of thing before you go into the POC, because obviously you can build in different things as you go along. If we know we're going to be extending it out for the full estate, then we put more security, networking, design, understanding, all the tooling set that we're going to use to support it. We can put that in at the start in the POC and basically get the basics down and then build on that as we go along. If we know we're not going to take it beyond the POC and it's going to be scrapped and taken away again, then we can reduce the cost, keep it down to a minimum, just get the security and the networking, allowing you to do the connections and do the testing. And that way, it's a good way to keep the costs down, get a very short and sharp process, and get the decisions made off the back of it. And I guess the other thing is, obviously, everybody thinks about money, the funding of it. It's a good way to fund the start of your project and be able to pick that up and take it forward. So the funding, and I'm going to hand over to you, John, because in terms of costing, funding, and everything else, it's probably better if you cover that off.
Well, it is a really good way to start off your project. Obviously, if you're not ready to start your project, you do a POC first to get over your worry. But if you're pretty convinced you're going to go ahead, POC is a great way to start the funding of your project.